Welcome to Module 2, Unit 1. My name is Buraimo Olawale, your tutor. Do you know that the value of information lies solely in its ability to affect a behavior, decision, or outcome? These and more you will learn from this unit. In this episode, you will learn what add values to a piece of information. You should know that a piece of information is considered valueless if, after receiving it, things remain unchanged. By the end of this unit, you should be able to explain the value of information, mention 5 aspects of information, identify information categories and their worth, explain the characteristics of valuable information. The value of information. Does information have value? You will observe that information does have value. Studies have proven it and experts can agree on it. The difficulty is then how to evaluate the value. There is actually no unit of measurement of information. Information is a basis for making decisions and very crucial in the economic, social, and political sector. Authors have agreed that information is data of value in planning, decision-making, and in the execution of organizational functions and management programs. Kelly, 1993, stated that the value is created as a result of utilizing information. Information is used to make decisions, which means that the benchmark for the value of information are usability, usefulness, or utilization of an information product. According to Frogja et al. 2010, usability consists of 3 independent aspects, namely effectiveness, efficiency, and satisfaction. Effectiveness and efficiency can be measured quantitatively in relation to financial value for the organization. For satisfaction, it is more complex because it is not tangible. Another difficulty is that satisfaction is qualitative and subjective. Next, we are going to talk about various aspects of information usability. The first aspect is effectiveness. Effectiveness is about the actual effect that users derive by using the information product for a decision. To identify if a decision resulted into value, it is required to monitor finances and other business goals decisions. Next, we talk about efficiency. Information efficiency entails saving time and effort. This is quantifiable by measuring the involved system activities. Next, we talk about freedom from risk. Since ISO 25010-2011, freedom from risk has been introduced as a characteristic of usability. Freedom from risk is defined as the degree to which information product eradicates the potential risk to economic status, human life, health, or environment. Next, we are going to talk about context coverage. The degree of which the information product can be used in different contexts is known as information context coverage. It is quantifiable for instances like counting the different users of an information product. Next, we are going to talk about satisfaction. Satisfaction is one of the criteria that needs more clarification. If a user is satisfied with the information, we really don't know what aspect of information the user is satisfied with. Next, we are going to talk about information categories and their worth. Information doesn't necessarily carry monetary value. It mostly carries intellectual, social, artistic, and practical value. People usually have difficulties in money for digital information because, in the end, they neither save time nor hold anything concrete or limited in their hands. The following are the different information categories and what they are worth. The first is economic information. Economic information consists of data that helps to understand the production, exchange, distribution, and consumption of goods and services. Examples are economic articles, travel guides, buying guides, stock exchange data, patents, advertisements, designs, job listing, and classified. Next is artistic information. Art is information composed of data as a means and goal in itself and for itself. Examples are fiction, music, painting, photography, and poetry. Art doesn't have to be pleasing, nice, understandable, or entertaining. And first of all, art doesn't make money. Next is scientific information. Scientific information consists of systematic, verifiable data that provides the foundation of objective knowledge. Examples are scientific articles, encyclopedias, white papers, and medical data. Scientific data have educational and social value. Scientific data should not be sold, but should be shared as much as possible because it helps to increase scientific knowledge. Like artistic information, scientific information needs to be funded by society. A rational society is built on the knowledge of its citizens. Next, we have practical information. Practical information carries data that supports the process by which we make decisions. Examples are political news, parental guides, maps, instruction manuals, manifests. Practical data is comparable to economic data because it saves time and nerves and does allow us to be more productive. Next, we talk about entertainment. Selling information other than financial data requires that you entertain. Entertainment makes data commercially attractive. If information that is both intelligent and entertaining is produced, it has high attention value. The attention realized can be monetized through advertisements, through sponsoring, selling physical goods. Selling entertainment only works for data that can be accessed passively, like movies, music, games, etc. Next, we talk about normative value of information. Marshak 1971 and Maguire 1972 made seminal contribution to this field of work. Decision theory has developed this concept further, and the basic assumption is that we always have some preliminary information about the occurrence of events that are related to our decisions. This approach is, however, only good for theoretical discussions, and its practical applicability is poor. The problem for such cases has to be a highly structured, which is barely the case in most situations. Let's talk about subjective value of information. It is the subjective perception or impression of information. This subjective value approach varies widely with individuals. In the subjective valuation of information, no probabilities are calculated. Subjective value of information is the person's comprehensive impression about the information content. Expected value of information. The expected value of information, EVI, assumes that the decision maker will select a decision to maximize expected value, whether before or after getting a new information. That is, behave as a rational person according to the tenets of decision theory. They also assume that the decision problem formulated as a decision analysis, and so includes these three kinds of variables. One or more decision variables that the decision maker can control. One or more chances variable that are uncertain, whose uncertainty is expressed as a probability distribution. An objective variable that defines the value or utility that you are trying to maximize or the loss to maximize. The objective should be influenced by at least one decision variable and chance variable. Next, we are going to talk about characteristics of valuable information. You need to recognize that the value of information depends on their usefulness in the decision-making process. This value can be judged based on a set of features that can be identified in the information. They are as follows. 1. Accurate. The information you acquire must be true, verifiable, and not deceptive. Accurate career information is based on empirical data and can be validated by comparing sources and checking for internal consistency. Next, we talk about current. The information you acquire must be applicable to the present time. Keeping information current requires a process of eliminating the old and adding the new. While some types of information are more perishable than others, it is generally accepted that occupation and information should be reviewed and updated at least annually to be current. Next, we're going to talk about relevance. Relevant information applies to the interest of the individuals who use it for decision they are facing. It should reduce your uncertainties about work and education while facilitating choice and planning. Next, we talk about specific. For information to be specific, it must contain concrete facts. General observations are often interesting and can provide a background for further analysis. But specific facts are essential to realistic planning and decision making. Next, we are going to talk about understandable. People using information must be able to comprehend it before they use it. Data must be analyzed and converted into words. The content of the message should avoid ambiguity and be informative to the intended audiences. Next, we talk about comprehensive. The information you acquire should include all the important categories within its scope of coverage. Next, unbiased. This characteristics is about how much motivation user derive from your information. It is unbiased when the individual or organization delivering the information has no vested interest in the decision or plans of people who are receiving the information. Next, economical. Information should be relatively economical. Decision makers must always balance the value of information with the cost of producing it. For example, if collecting the data takes a lot of resources and time, it is not economical. Next, secure. Information must be protected. The value of information could be lost due to issues such as unauthorized user access or intentionally damaging existence. Therefore, it is important to make steps to protect valuable data and information. For example, use of passwords or encryption to protect data and information. In summary, we have explained information value for the user or organization, which can be described by using the usability of information. Information is data of value in planning, decision making, and in the execution of organizational functions and management programs. The value of our information depends on its usefulness to us. These information categories include economic information, artistic information, scientific information, practical information, and entertainment. The value of our information can be normative or subjective. Characteristics of valuable information includes comprehensiveness, conciseness, clarity, correctness, accuracy, consistency, applicability, timeliness, traceability, maintainability, interactivity, speed, security, and currency. Thank you, and I will see you in the next class.